from the Transformers Studio series. It is Ironhide, but this one is from the War for Cybertron game. Yeah, it's Ironhide. Yeah, our curmudgeonly, I guess that's the word, old Autobot who's every time I look into a monitor prime, my circuit sizzle. Why can't I play War for Cybertron on Kyle's systems? Because I don't have the game. But this is a cool figure, I think. We'll find out, because I'm going to open it up and go through it. And this is a Voyager class, so, you know, good size Ironhide. And I will go through him bit by bit. If you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. You've been watching for a while. Thanks so much for coming back. That is awesome. And before I go further, I do need to thank Toy Hacks for sponsoring this video. I have gone through their site. It is amazing. They have G1 stickers. They have stickers for Studio Series, for Siege, for Titans Returns, for amazing things, plus all kinds of other stickers for like Star Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Battlestar Galactica. Quite frankly, I was super impressed, and you'll be impressed too. Plus they have an armory, you can get some weapons, and even some backdrops so you can display your Transformers in all kinds of scenarios. So again, thanks to them. Check them out at toyhacks.com. But you're here for this. Let's go through Ironhide and have some fun. Be right back. All right, so looking at the box, it's a nice window box, so we can see the figure in there. He's definitely not transformed properly in the box, probably because they had to fit him in that way. So he's got this like big shield coming over his back, but you can see on the back side of the box him in his various forms, and he's got one hell of an axe. Not the kind that you play music on, but apparently it's also a gun, so we're gonna check it out. And knives are handy, but I have to put it away. Sometimes cats are present. Let's open this up, take him out, and there he is on his cardboard prison. In the box, there are instructions and what we call in technical terms, a shitty piece of paper. If you ever wondered about that paper, you might not have read it. It basically says, don't give to children under 5 or something like that. Don't let them eat the Transformers and the parts. Common sense stuff, I hope. But we don't need the box. At least I hope I don't, because now it's all the way over there. And we have the instructions, but we need to snip him off. And hey, he's got auto paper. How appropriate. And I am confident one day I will open up a Decepticon Transformer and he will have Decepticon paper. One day. But let's snip all this off and stand him up right as he is out of the box, so you can see he's got a protrusion on his back. But let's get his accessories out, and then we'll take care of the protrusion. But first, it's a little bit of cleanup, because there's plastic crap all over my table. I kind of miss those little twist ties. Came with some of them, and you could just undo them. And if you wanted to, in the days of Beast Machines, you could take them all and put them together into a long rope, plug it into the back of Megatron, and he could be like, yes. But now with this stuff, all right, let's tear into this paper, this lovely Autobot paper. And in here we have the head of an axe. We have what I imagine is the handle of the axe. It's got a little pikey thing on the end that goes on here. And a gun. I got a gun. Ironhide's got a gun. Yeah, he needs like a 2-syllable name, not a 3-syllable name to really fit into that song. But let's take a look at the instructions, and it says once you take it out of the box, you should take this back, flip it down, turn in these side pieces, and it looks like you keep that extended. Okay, you actually move that all the way down, flip it, and then these pieces here, now I got it, I think. Oh, the whole thing came off. Will you stop messing with my back there? I'm old, I have back problems. The directions are not as clear as they should be. It does go straight out, and then you fold these in part way, and then you plug them into his back so he looks like so. And I'm gonna put him on the turntable of doom, or the Lazy Susan of laser cores. I don't know. And give him the spin so you can see he's got quite the backpack there. Now his gun, as you can imagine, goes into his fist, and I gave a little tug. Of course, his arm comes off so that you can plug in other people's weapons, but he's got a gun in his regular hand. Does the other arm come off? No, just the right arm. Glad it didn't like break off, that would have been bad. And you push the handle in from below. I'm sure that has some kind of perverted meaning. Push it in from the bottom. Put the axe head on, and there he is, fully armed. Looks pretty imposing. When are we gonna start busting Decepticons? Soon, Ironhide, soon. I'm not going to argue with you when you have that axe in your hand. Now, if you choose, you can remove the weapons, and there is storage on his back somehow. Basically, you can put the gun on his ass, and the axe, which you have to disassemble to remove from his hand. It's got quite a grip on that thing. I'm not going to go anywhere about gripping stuff. And you can plug the axe into his back. There's a little post here, little hole here, and you can it's a little tight. Logan, shut up. I was trying to put it in the wrong hole. It's the upper one, and that attaches to his back. Now you can also apparently remove the arm like so, put the gun on there, and if you unplug his back, you can plug the arm for storage underneath here. So he can have his weapon as an extension of his arm, or he can use other people's weapons. Some neat things, and I like the storage of the arm hidden away. You can't really see it. Nice. All right, we're going to remove the weapons. We're going to give him his arm back. And very shortly, we're going to check out poseability, but I do want to point out some deco. Obviously, he's got a lot of silver bits. He does have an Autobot symbol. It's like orange. Hard to see, but it's right here, right below his windshield, whatever that might be, or fake windshield. It's got dark gray there. That looks like some kind of hood. So overall, it's a cool looking figure. Not a ton of colors to him, but you know, it's pretty much how Ironhide has been his entire life. All right, some poseability. Ankle swivels. They are pretty generous, so he can be in a nice wide stance. They actually go further, but they kind of start popping into this and moving it, so I think it's only supposed to go that far. I'm also seeing that his toes can move. Might be part of the transformation, but toe peek. But there you go. He's got movable toes, and he can lean backwards too. I think we'll flatten out his toes, stand him up straight. But of course, now we need to see, can he do it? And I think he can. Full toes up, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And gauging by the length of his arms, he can even hold himself in that position. So very nice. I like it. Arm came off. Of course, it's designed to, but I did not want it to. I just want to kind of get it out of the way a bit so we can see if he can kick forward, which he can. Pretty good height. Not bad for an old timer. Old timer. That's something you'll never be if you don't get back to the city. Stop stealing Cup's lines. All right. Sometimes I have multiple personalities, sorry. So kicking is nice. Can of course do a side kick. Full split. Bends at the knee. It's just about 90 degrees. A little less, a little less. Swiveling. There is swivel right above the knee. Very good. Twisting at the waist. All the way around. Very nice. Now, his arms. If I move that out of the way, his shoulder pad. Again, why are these Autobots so obsessed with 80s and shoulder pads? But his arm go all the way around. He can bend at the elbow. He swivels. His fists also turn all the way around on both hands. You can move his shoulder pads down, and his head a little stiff, but it goes all the way around. Well, he's facing backwards now. Wow. I'll never see again. I was able to turn it that way. Can I go the rest of the way? I do not suggest trying this. Do not try this at home. All right, he's back facing forward. So you can turn his head a bit. I would not suggest turning it all the way around. So off to the side, that's all good. But it kind of gets tricky when he's facing backwards. Hope I didn't like rub any paint off your nose. But overall, good amount of poseability. And he's got the backpack for arm storage, or, you know, you can put your weed in there. Of course, you don't really need to hide it in some places. But okay, I'm liking him overall. Definitely a Cybertronian form of our favorite grumpy old man. Just don't make me talk to an empty chair. You're not that grumpy. All right, let's get him into his vehicle mode. Oh, but before we do that, from head to toe, about 5.5 inches. If you go with his backpack, he's closer to 6. So a good size figure. If I had an Ironhide nearby, I'd do a size comparison. There you go. I'm sure that's exactly the Ironhide you thought I'd grab. This Ironhide has seen better days, and I should probably use my chrome pen on it and maybe get some stickers from Toy Hacks. Make him look a little nicer. In fact, he doesn't even have a face, so I don't have the best Ironhide right here, but you can see size-wise. All right, you stay over here so you can get a post for your other gun. All right, time for vehicle mode. And of course, Sky is here to help. Very helpful, except I can't see through you. And there he is in his vehicle mode. And it's a very nice looking vehicle mode, but I gotta say, the transformation process is very exacting. There's a lot of things to plug in, and if you're off a little bit, it's not forgiving. but he does make a pretty cool looking Cybertronian vehicle. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Bumblebee, only maybe on a little bit bigger of a scale. But he looks pretty cool. The wheels, they got a little bit of deco, a little bit of a red tint just around the rim, which is interesting. Rimming. Go ahead, Logan. I know you're gonna. Now, as far as weapon storage, the gun, it shows plugging that right into the back here, which it doesn't seem to want to stay. There we go. So he's got the gun in the back, the X plugs on the top like that, and as soon as you do that, the gun falls off. So let's try to get the gun back in. Hey, stay out of my ass. There we go. So weapon storage, I mean, it gets him where he needs to go, I guess. Let's do a roll test. Very smooth, very smooth. But these just fell off as I was touching him, so I am just going to have him without his weapons. I mean, it's cool that there's the storage, but I prefer him without weapons hanging all over him. And he's quite sprightly. A spin on the turntable of Doom, you can see he looks very armored car-ish in the front. Looks kind of like a Mini Cooper from the side a little bit. The back is very armored, and I think I have something slightly out of alignment. Like I said, it is very exacting, but I have to say the rolling, even when he's slightly out of alignment there, that's better. It's still smooth and crash into shit. So I like him overall. I'm just not thrilled with the transformation process. Now maybe as I get more used to it, if I transform him back and forth a few times, it will become easier to line up all the things that you have to do. The toe pointing actually is a factor, but he's cool. I'm probably going to put him back in robot mode, and he's going to stand with the other gamer editions and be like, let's game on. Or whatever, you know, he says in the game. I have no idea. Let me ask you a question. I'm really gonna. Okay, that one was kind of lame. But overall, a fun figure. I always like Ironhide. He's like the crazy uncle I never had. But a fun toy, and I hope you're having fun watching these videos. And if you are, by all means, feel free to subscribe. And I do want to, again, shout out a thank you to Toy Hacks. They have stickers for G1s, for everything, including Studio Series Gamer Editions. So you'll want to check them out at toyhacks.com. Plus their armory and their other stickers and their backdrops, and it's all good. So there you go. And while you are debating about this particular Gamer Edition, actually check out this video over here, which is the Gamer Edition Optimus Prime from War for Cybertron. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.